All right, well, we're going to give this another shot. Let's see if everybody can hear me this time. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see if people can hear me this time. I'm just a glutton for punishment, I guess. We'll see. I really won't tell until somebody comes into the live chat. So, we'll see. All right, I'm pretty sure you guys should be able to hear me now. I don't have the camera on to show my face as of yet, but I just want to make sure that everything's cool. So, I got the camera on full screen here. So let me do a little something here. It will be that one, like that. Yes. And we'll get rid of me again. No, that's not me. Hello, Sonny. And Billy, can you guys hear me now? I'm pretty sure you can. Very good. All right, you guys can hear me. Okay. Very good. Let me put it back on camera 4. All right. Actually, it's kind of a test to make sure everything's cool. So we'll see what happens. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I intend on doing something. Maybe not at 10:30 at night, but you know, who knows? But every once in a while, I go through my camera to see what each one will do and will not do. So, okay. But the cameras that I do use, they're both, well, one of them is a Canon. It has an audio input. And I have a powered lapel mic, which I wear. So, on my switcher, I can choose which audio source it's coming from. So, when I turn the mic on, I just choose camera 1, and that's where the audio comes from. So the camera down below, which is probably the sharpest image, ironically, is the webcam. But the webcam would practically have to be sitting on my shoulder. Hello, Rosemary. For it to be close enough to get a view like this, it would have to be like right above my shoulder here. So even though it's got a real clear visual picture here, I can't really use it for the board. Okay, so that's why I use the camera you see there. I kind of got a theme in mind for a painting, but I don't know if I really want to do that one or not. Sorry about that. I gotta put it on the other one. Hold on. I keep forgetting I gotta put it on mode 3 here. There we go. All right, obviously the way everything's positioned, you'll see the side of my face unless I turn and point to talk to you. I don't have my cell phone with me, but I do have the I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, take my little tapey thing out of there. Put it right here. Since I'm on live now, I should do this like an hour or so later, but I think it might be best for me to do something right now. So I guess you'll see me start from the very beginning. You guys can pretty much see the majority of this stuff. I'll turn on this side light here. Obviously, black canvas is 10 by 20. Watercolor paper actually, but it's glued to foam board. Okay, all right, glued to foam board. It just makes it very light, very sturdy, but extremely light, which is why I use it. I do have canvas because I had to do a commission and they wanted it on canvas, so I do have some 16 what is it, 12 by 16 or 16 by 20 canvas. I got 16 by 20 canvas. So all right, what do I want to do? What should I do? Well, I don't know, let's just start off with we'll start off with a sketch. We're gonna go really from the beginning, I guess. Maybe I'll put boy, talk about definitely the beginning. Usually when I do this stuff, it's already sketched out and taped. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Do a quick freehand sketch of, let's see. I'll see how it goes. Quick sketch hand of, we'll see. Quick sketch of something here. We'll see how this works out here. See how it works out. All right. So far, so good. House of some sort. House, cabin, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I want a kind of a circular thing or not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We don't know yet. I think I want it kind of secluded a little bit there. Maybe something like that. Who knows? Maybe I want it covering a little bit more. Come up around in here instead. Just rub that away. We'll just have it trail that way. Something like that. Then we'll maybe we'll do something like that, and we'll kind of maybe up that way. I can just kind of get rid of all of that. It's no big deal. I usually don't sketch them out like this, but we'll do something, like I say. All right. still thinking. I don't know. We'll put a hill there. How about that? Something like that. Then we'll come here and we'll kind of get something out there like that, and then kind of spread them out like this way. Something like that. Okay, we'll do something like that, I guess. All right, we'll keep it something like that, I suppose. Okay, so those will be kind of bushes, whatever. Yeah. All right, we'll try something like that and see how that works out. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm able to see this house with the masking tape. I don't think so, but you know, I highly doubt it. I guess I can mess around with it. We'll see. I won't tape it, so whatever happens, happens. Okay, we're gonna make a whole scene out of this, I suppose. All right, okie dokie. I didn't even pick any colors out, so we're gonna start like right from the bare bones with this. Okay. All right, let's go with a little bit of we'll throw some yellow out there and see how that goes with the yellow. I use an extremely limited color palette, as most of you know, so I'm so used to facing the right hand side, I gotta remember that the camera is actually on my left. We'll go with a little burnt sienna. Little dioxazine purple, we'll use that today. I guess I'll play with a little bit of phthalo green. I have a little more fun playing with making my own greens, but you know, who knows. Obviously, gotta have the old standby of titanium white. I can't tell if anybody's talking to me or not. Nope. Okay. This is a glass palette which was gifted to me from a viewer. Very nice of them. Okay, what you don't see is the vegetable glycerin, which is down below here, right by me. Let me get the towel, put it over my lap. Big stained up beach towel, what I'm using. As usual, I work from the back going toward the front, so we'll have a little fun. We'll see what this entails. Okay. All right. You know what? I still think I might want a little bit of I'll tease a little bit of phthalo blue. I'll put it right here. Phthalo blue is a transparent color, so I think I might have a little fun with that today. All right. Okay, I had to pick a new standby brush. My other one was a little long in the tooth, so I got a new one. How was my day? My day was pretty busy. Had to do a little bit of running around and everything. So I'm gonna very thinly coat the sky with the glycerin here. Now, obviously, glycerin is quite reflective. I'm going to try not to, do too much of the house with the glycerin. It's just mainly the sky. Like I said, I'm going to put this stuff on really thin. Okay. Very thin, so I'll just work it in there. It might take away some of the white chalk. It might not, who knows. But it's okay if it does. All right, now that I've done that, okay, as you can see, like I say, it's very reflective. Let's take a little bit of this purple, or blue, I'm sorry. This is not phthalo blue, it's Prussian blue, it's darker. All right, I'm look up. Now, as you can see, as I apply the blue, it looks black because it's transparent. It's a transparent color. So when you put it on here, it gives the appearance of it still being black. Okay. So that's what transparent is. You got colors that are very transparent. You got colors that are semi-transparent. Okay. All right. Something like that. Just put it up right on there. Okay. All right. All right. Let's take a Filbert brush. I had to actually buy one because I really don't have any of any certain size. That was a brush that I'll probably cry about later. I probably need it. All right, we're going right into our titanium white. We'll start right here. We'll just kind of tap it in there. Now this is part glycerin, and we'll kind of play around with it. As you can see, it's starting to turn bluish. Okay, by design, it's kind of what I wanted to do. We're gonna go down below the tree line there. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'll be fading some of that out. So it all depends on how bright you want your clouds and everything to look. Keep it moving. Keep them moving. Okay. All depends on what you're looking for. I'm not really concentrating on too much specific cloud shapes because I'll do that in the blending a little later on. Let's come up here. Might want to coat that with a little more white and then bring it down. Okay, and we'll bring some of this lighter color up here. This is, like I said, this will all blend in together and all of that. We'll make it look like some semblance of clouds when it's all done. I promise. All depending on how you want them to look, what you want them to appear to be. Different variations of blue going around in here. Okay. Let's see what some of that brings us right now, all right? All right, let's go with a 1-inch brush. And we're just gonna kind of play around with it, going out little frilly circles. It all depends on how much glycerin you have on here. Sometimes you might have to really scrub this stuff pretty hard. That's because I got paint mixed in with it, so it's all right. Tell you what, your hand will get a workout doing this stuff. That's for sure. So each way you do it, you get a different effect. And so it's all right. The paint will still move around. I'm just pressing it pretty hard on here. And I can build my clouds and all of that on top of all of this. So once again, don't panic. You're all right. Because I can see the glycerin starting to dry a little bit. But once again, it's okay. Relax, relax. Oh, let's pop a little something up in here. The more you blend it, the more blue it will pick up. So it's okay. It's all right. I'll just pop in some brightness up in here like this. Once again, I just got to be careful of the house and all of that. And once again, just stir it around in there. The more you blend it, the more it picks up the blue. You really have a good time with this stuff. Like I said, it all depends on what kind of clouds you're looking for. And I'm approaching this a little bit differently. I don't usually sketch out my paintings like this. Usually I don't. Okay. All right. As I'm looking and looking and looking, a lot of this is almost dry, believe it or not. There's a few spots that are still a little damp, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much, as you see, just about dry. Okay. Now I can add all sorts of cute little highlights and stuff to the clouds if I would like. So let's see what we got going on here. Do I really want to add that? I'm thinking about it as I'm looking at it. I don't think so. I think what I got there will be okay. All right, I took a brush and I kind of cut it and hacked it. Looks like that. I cut it. It's mainly for trees and stuff like that. But I'm gonna use this in a few minutes. Let's get another brush. Oh, I'll use this one. I'll just mix some dark just for the trees. I'll go with the phthalo green. I'll put it right here. Get a little bit of, let's deal with the green and purple. Pop it in there. A little more green. Pop that green in there. A little bit of brown. And some blue. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of glycerin. Glycerin, once again, it thins out the paint a little bit. Okay, and I just want to block in this color. Use this color to block in. All right, right in here. Just kind of block that stuff in like this for right now. Block it in. And I know I got some behind the so this trees here. What are going to be trees. I kind of pop it in there like that. Get some more of this stuff. Now the glycerin will keep this paint, it will keep it wet a few seconds longer than what it should be. I'm just blocking in color. All right. Okay. Something like that. I know it looks crazy, but hopefully we'll make a little bit of sense out of all of this. All right, let's take a little bit of yellow. Put the yellow right in here. A little more yellow. Put the yellow in there. Yellow is very, very transparent. Okay, very transparent. Okay, slight touch of white in that. I'm gonna mash this brush down fairly well. Get a little touch of water just to thin out the paint even more. Okay, a thin paint will stick to this tacky stuff. All right, and a very light touch. Okay, very light, and we're gonna start rounding off just like that. Put it in there like so. And we're gonna come on the other side. We're gonna come over here on the sides here. Come out here like that. And we're gonna kind of tap in a few in there like that. Don't worry about all this stuff down here. Have no fear with all of that. We're gonna come up top here and just tiny little taps here, just like that. Get rid of some of that there. And we're gonna come around and basically just get interesting little tree patterns. Now it's mixing in with that bluish green that I have. All right, just like that. But you see how it's starting to form, starting to look there. Get you some more and get a nice little light touch going. On down below here, getting a little bit of water, thin this paint out a little bit, really mash that brush down, because what you need generally is kind of a light touch. And then we're going to come up here, add a little love here. Now remember, what might appear to be very bright, once this paint dries, it's really, it darkens, it flattens, the color flattens out. Okay. So if some of your paint appears to be a little chunky or globby, just keep tapping it, move it around. Never fear using your finger. Okay. I'll add some slight highlights to this, more or less. Believe it or not, this paint brush, it's not flaring out enough. I haven't correctly abused it enough yet. So some of the bristles are still kind of tightly wound there. I'm twisting the brush here and there. And if you don't like something, just rub it away like that. Get rid of it if you don't like it. And then just go back to it. Yeah, this brush hasn't been beaten down enough. Nah, it's still holding its shape a little too well. I haven't massacred this brush enough. But it's all right. I'll work with it. I'll do what I can with it. Even when the brush acts a little funky, like all of that there, you can still work with it. Still get interesting little groupings, even if it is groupings of blotch. Don't worry about it. we can make it look pretty good. Don't get rid of all the dark. All right. Remember, if it appears to be a little neonish or whatever, give it a few minutes. It'll darken up. It'll darken up and recede into the black there. So don't worry about it. Okay, something like that. I'll probably use another brush because this one's not beat down enough yet. I have to massacre it some more. You guys are really quiet. Let's use something. All right, I gave it a shot. Let's go with, well, before I go with anything, let's mix, we'll mix a little brown. We'll put it right here. A little brown, a little purple. All right, just mix it in there real quick. Something like that. All right, we'll take this browny purple and we'll kind of pop in some tree there like that. I'll put some back up here like this. Something like that. And we'll put them sporadically in there. Some up here, put them together. Okay. And we'll pop a couple in here like that. Put a nice one right up in there like so. Something like that. Come here. Pop some right in here like that. All right. Right up in here. And something like that. And we'll kind of come up here. Just a little bit of the paint there. Okay. Something like that. Okay, I don't have to add any glowy stuff to it, the trunks or anything like that. That won't be necessary. All right, okay. All right, you know what? Let's take a beat down, raggedy looking brush like this. I cut this too, but it's looking really sorry. Yeah, all right. Okay, let's get a little yellow. Pop that yellow in this. Weak green. A little touch of white, not much. Something like that. Okay, all right. Okay, and let's add some highlights to this here and there. Light little tap. Try to get it rounded if you can. We'll pop some right in here like that. We'll round off another one right in here like this. Cut in front of some of that wood there. Okay. In there like that. I'll turn the brush over. There we go, like this. So put some in here like that. I'm just using the tips of the brush. Well, we'll kind of something like that. Put a couple in there like this. All right, and we'll bring some down below like that. Get a little bit of water. Come up here and add a few of those up in here. Just like that. Come up here. Pop some down in here like that. Go across the trunks. Nice little dots. here like this a little bit. Come here. Right up in here. A couple of them here. Put some right across the wood there. Like that. If you feel or you find your paint's getting a little thick, add a little water to it. Work with fairly heavy body acrylics. And we're gonna put little taps in there. I'm just kind of moving the brush around here and there. All right. Put some down in here, going up there. No, I don't want to continue it down that way. Every time I do a layer of paint, the camera has a little trouble adjusting. Because it's gradual, it's not immediate. So the camera fails to really, I don't have automatic focus on, so. Because if you put automatic focus on, it starts doing that strobing thing, so. Something like that, all right? Okay. You know what? Let's use this brush. Let's see what happens. I'm going into my phthalo green and the blue here. More phthalo green there. This is all 1-inch brush, more or less. And we're going to do our grass with this, okay? Well, let's start with the dark back here. And you would treat it just like a fan brush. It will give you definitely a different variety and feel of the grass. All right. Let's bring that a little bit closer there. And same thing here. Now, it won't, you're not going to really see a difference or anything until I start highlighting this stuff. And I will. I won't take the approach to this grass like I would with a fan brush. It's a different feel, different look, and you'll see in a second. Get a little bit more, pop it in there. This type of grass, you can go pretty patchy with it. You'll see in a second. we'll go with a little bit of yellow, of course. A little bit of yellow. Okay. And we'll go, like I say, kind of patchy, so. Little batch here. Okay. Come with a little batch right here. Kind of a batch right in here. I was mixing in with that funky green that I put down there. Okay. A little batch right in there. And I, fade out the edges a little bit. You just tap on it a little bit longer than you normally would. Like I said, you would approach this grass with this paintbrush a little differently than our palette brush, the fan brush, palette brush, really. Okay, all right. You'll get a feel for it the more you do it. Let me get some stuff back here. We're kind of give a sense of the backyard back there. Like so. Okay. All right. Let's get a small amount of white, and I mean a small amount right here. Don't need too much of it. Okay. And we'll get a little bit of a background back there. And we'll kind of aim some of that here, edge a little bit. We'll put a few patches of that right up in here, real light. You can kind of give the direction of where you want to go with it. Even in the highlights, you can patch it up a little bit. Turn my brush around and get some more color in there. Okay, something like that. I think I'll use a little bit of, I won't use this brush. Let's use a fan brush. We'll get a little bit of yellow and white. We'll put it right in here somewhere. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. A little touch of water. We'll put it in there like that. Let's see what this does. And we'll just kind of throw some wildflower-like things in there. We'll pop some in the back. Don't worry about the trees. Just wipe it away. Wipe it away. You'll be all right. That's a good thing about acrylics. They dry ridiculously fast, you know. So we'll pop in a few in there like that. Don't worry about your up in the bushes there. If he gets up in the trees, don't worry about it. If you catch my eyes, I tend to look, straighten that up a little bit. I tend to look to my right. That's because I'm looking at the screen, the 40-inch screen over there. All right. Okay. Now, one of my brushes that I really need hit the floor, and I really don't feel like going all the way down there to get it. So I think I got another similar size brush. I'll just take advantage of that. All right. Let's get a little bit of brown. We'll come here with this purple stuff and get a little bit of white. Put it in there like that. All right. We'll use a little water this time. Loosen it up. I guess I'll shape. No, I'll do it this way. Now, adding water to the paint, depending on how much water you add, it will get a little streaky on you, so you tend to paint over it. And like I say, it dries so fast, you're able to do it almost immediately. And it will get rid of the streaks for you. Nothing but water, because I'm getting rid of the paint that I kind of overshot a little bit. So I'm just removing the paint. You got a small window to do something like that, but you can definitely do it with acrylic. All right. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of this dark mix to this lighter color, so we can get a difference in value for the other side of the building. That's all. All right. Right up in here. A little bit of mysteriousness when you add I'll use a little bit of water in this. Once again, remember, depending on how much water you use, it will get a little streaky on you. All right. Which is fine, because once again, you can go back over it. And the color, like I said, I got a small palette, so it's not too difficult to match the color again. But as you can see the streaks coming, but that's okay. Once you go back over it again, it'll cover all that up. So once again, hashtag, don't panic, you're okay. All right, get some more of this dark color. Put it in there. No more water, just go right back over it again. Once again, it covers kind of quickly. And you're just going right back over it again. Here you see it smooths it right out again. All right. We'll just use plain sienna. We'll pop the door in there with plain sienna. It'll show a little bit more once I let it dry and we add some more stuff to it. Okay, let's get to a little bit of blue. We'll add blue to this stuff here and add some white. All right, we'll get a little touch of brown. We'll gray it out a little bit like that. Okay, as long as you got a little bit of blue in there. All right, it'll pass for these windows. Now, I couldn't zoom this up so you guys could see it a little bit better. This is all paint, no water or anything added to it, just all paint. Get a little pinch of white. Just like a little touch of it in here. Wipe off the brush, and we'll fade some of that in there. All right, let's go back to that brown again. Give it a little chance for it to dry and kind of pop that brown right back in there like that. Is there anybody left? Nobody's saying nothing. Last little bit of something that someone wrote to me was, "How was your day?" That was it. Ugh. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I am not a fan of Wheel of Fortune. Never have been. Ever. Alright, we're going to get a little bit of white. We'll kind of throw some character in there like that. A little bit of fun in there. Why not? Something like that. We'll take a little bit of that same color. Right about here, maybe. And we'll kind of bridge that off like that. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why either, Rosemary. Give a guy a complex. All right, so we got this weird pinkish house. Let's hit the focus button there. There we go. That was a little bit better. All right. All right. Let's go with a little bit of yellow. Well, we'll put it right here. Yellow, a little opposite of yellow is purple. It's gonna brown it out like that. All right, okay. Let's take care of this while I remember to take care of it. All right, put a little bit of white in there. It mixes in. Okay, something like that. All right. Let's go to a with a larger hog's hair brush here. Let's go into a little bit of this green, a little bit of this purple. Pop that in there. A little more green. All right. A slight touch of yellow in that. I might want a little deeper blue, but we'll see. Dip it in a little water. I think I might want a slight touch of white in that, just a slight touch. Lighten it up a little bit. All right. We'll put it right here. We'll patch it in there a little bit. Something like that. We'll do the same thing in here. And basically what I'm doing is just blocking in really. I don't have to paint this whole thing this green. Not necessary. We'll get the shape and design of this in the highlights. No glycerin, it's just wet on dry. Wet on dry. A little bit of water to thin up the paint. Just a little bit. Once again, I don't have to cover all of this. But even with the black, you see all the hues and the shapes and the patterns and all of that good stuff. All right, let's go into our blue. We'll put the blue in, we'll put the blue right here. A slight touch of white in that blue, just like so. Okay, okay. We're gonna bring some of that blue right up in here. We'll have it kind of, I'll hold the brush back here. I want to use more or less the top of the brush. And we'll aim it downward like that. Give it a slight little incline a little bit. We're going to aim it up that way, like that. We'll pop a couple more in there. Almost look like bluebells in there. Okay, let's pop some up here. This is why you add just a little touch of white in that. You don't want it to be radioactive blue, but just enough in there. All right, remember it's still wet, so it is gonna dry up and it'll darken a little bit. It'll settle in there. All right. And we're gonna see how you can frame that hill with this. See that? We'll put some out here, but we're gonna still frame the hill a little bit. Just like that. You don't have to put it over every inch. We're gonna frame the opposite side here with the same blue. Okay. Just like that. All right, let's go into a little yellow. We'll put it right here by this green. A little touch of white. That's a little bit. And you see the color change there. See that compared to that? All right, okay. All right, let's just brighten up some things. Maybe a little bit up in here. All right, you pick and choose your spots. So I'm just not randomly just hitting spots. You know, I'm looking, paying attention to where I'm going, where I want it to lead. All right. Come here, do the same thing. Now over here, you can kind of build up your depth with the grass here, right on the edge of the path, like that. All right, and we'll pop in a few little spurs of that same color in there, like that. All right, okay. Little sprinkles of highlight in there, just little bits over here, you know, over here. Okay, kind of like that yellow white thing, so let's see what a little bit of that does. Little spatterings of it here and there. Yep, okay. Little light blue, just small little touches like that. put some of that love over here a little. Once again, you're just highlighting. But you see that the blue kind of settled into that dark, the black there and the green. So just in certain spots. Okay. The more you practice and get it, the more comfortable you are doing them. And when you add stuff like this, it kind of tames your grass a little bit, you know. It doesn't look so much like wild grass or 3/10 of a jungle. How are you, Davey M? It's good to see you, man. You love the sound of the brush hitting the canvas. Well, this hog's hair brush is some sturdy hairs, and so yeah, it's going to make the scratch sound. Alrighty. Okay, let's go back to our, get a little bit of brown going here. Where was I at with it? Brown and, was it brown and white? I think so. I think it's brown and white. I could have used a larger brush for this. What's the fun in that? Just using the side of the brush gives me that kind of almost ruffian look to it. Like I said, I could have used a larger brush for the path here. Okay, this I really don't need it back here. I pretty much got it. It's pretty dark there. You know what? I want my house to be a little, I don't know, I'm not really feeling that pink too much. So I'll get a little bit of water, put it right here. Get a little bit of brown, put it right in the water. We're gonna make a quick glaze, just real fast. a little touch of purple. Maybe a little slight touch of blue in that brown. Grade up a little, just a little bit. Okay. And I'll just kind of glaze the whole thing. Just like that, glaze it. You'll still get your light and dark shade, but it just might, you know, kind of maybe kill some of that pink a little bit. Just a little bit. Just like that. Just like that. All right. We'll get it off the window still a little bit. How's that? As you can see how easy it is to just get that. So it's a dry brush. Just push the color right off the windows there. Just like that. Hope things are well for you, Davey. It's good to see you. Just kill some of that color a little bit there. Alrighty. Oh, what next? What next? Let's add some we'll add some posts. I want some I want it a little bit darker than what I got it here. There we go. Slap some brown in that. Okay. Now I put my green in there. There we go. All right. Man-made things always look a little more interesting. All depends on, you know, how far you want to go with it. We'll start it maybe, well, maybe start one maybe this high. Let's see. And much bigger. Like that. Something like that. And we'll do another one a little taller right there. Let's make him bigger, a little wider. Get that perspective going in there. Let's aim that camera up where you'll see what I'm talking about there. And we're gonna tighten up that focus there a little bit. Once you get the larger ones up there, all the rest will, now you're on a hill, so they're gonna get a little taller, but they're not gonna be as wide, okay? Because you're on a little hill here, okay? Then it's gonna slowly narrow down. All right. Something like that. All right. Like I say, once you get accustomed to it, it's almost like child's play here. Yep, it's I'm hanging in there, Davey. I'm doing all right. This fellow's gonna be a little thicker, a little larger. He's closer to us. Try not to get them as, you know, you gotta separate them a little bit more since they're closer to us here on this side. You don't want it to really run into the preceding post there. Okay, so just kind of be mindful of that a little bit. Like I say, they're a little thicker, a little taller on this side here. Add a little character to them. You probably can't help but to probably make some of the other ones disappear, but that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, these are a little thicker, a little larger, so it's all right. And once again, these are bigger on this side, so you'll be able to still tell. And plus, once I highlight them, kind of, they're a little bit longer, goes on the other side, so you know it's all good. All right, okay. These are just like little touches here. And kind of the same thing on the other side there. They're just like little dots now, little lines up there. Much smaller. Like that. Let's get a little bit of white. We'll pop that white in there like that. A little more white than that. We'll do it from this side. Yeah, we'll do it from this side. I turn my brush around real fast. Get some more. Get some more. Now it's just a line. All right. So that is just a slight touch. Something like that, all the way down. All right. It's just the impression of them, the highlights. All right. Here, just maybe a little, you know, little piece of a line here. Don't make it as detailed as the ones closer to you. Sometimes just part of a line will work fine all by itself. All right. You don't want them to look super identical because then your eyes kind of run into them. And like I say, sometimes it's just a slight touch. That's it. Just like that. Almost looks like it's endless back there. All right. Hey, Pittsburgh Artist Studio, how are you? We're, it's, 12 by 20. Watercolor paper / foam board. So what I'm dealing with here. The glue from these cheapy paint brushes, they don't last long, especially when you put them through their tests like I do. So I gotta do an emergency tapectomy here. We're coming up on the end of this. I'm going to accentuate the post in front a little bit more. Everything's about aerial perspective, you know. So pure white, and I'll just kind of, okay, give it a little, just like that, and we kind of curve it around. So I'm giving it kind of the accent of a top part there. All right. Don't be so overly, concerned. A little bit of a top there. Getting some more white. It's got to be pretty there. It's like that. Just like so. I'm hanging in there, Pittsburgh. I am hanging in there. As I'm looking at it on this screen, opposite me here, I think that's good. It's almost like I'm looking at something else, another person doing it. So I can kind of gauge. I'm using a little water in this dark color here. I can kind of gauge, what it pretty much looks like, and if I should add more or back off a bit, that type of thing. All right, let's get a little shadow. Look at this. Look at that. Get that shadow going right on across here. You can put a slight little angle to it if you got to. But it's on a road, so you can get that little bend there to it. Have fun with it, Have a good time with this stuff. Have fun. Make a little game out of it. I'll turn the brush on this side a little bit, make it a little thinner. And I do that left-handed upside down painting thing here. All right, just like that. Okay. Let's add a little bit of shadow to this fella too, like that. And we'll kind of get a little shadow under that awning in there. Put it in there like that. Give him a little touch of something there, a little more of a shadow there. Okay. Something like that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rosemary. Let's get rid of this. Okay. We'll bring this down a little bit. Oh yeah, right about there. Okay, let's put it on camera 4. So if I bring it on camera 4, I may end up. Well, let's see. You guys might be able to check everything out just from that let's do that again. There. All right. You guys pretty much may get the gist of it, even though it's kind of scrunched in, but you still see me. Or I can just get rid of me and just put this thing and put it out there the way it really looks. We can try it that way. Let's try that. Let's go to camera 4 for a minute. Yeah, we'll do that. You guys can still hear me, so you guys get to see the full shot of this thing. Okay, like I say, it's 12 by 20. I'm gonna peel the tape off. I really don't have to add any more to it. I mean, I could put a slap a tree in there, but you know what? Why put a tree in there? I think it's for open field. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, we don't really have to do that. Thank you, Mary. Once again, I tend to use the tape because I like the sharp edges. It looks a little more professional to me. I do pull upward so it doesn't tear and go into the painting. I've done that masterful move more than a few times. All right, let's get a little bit of white paint here. First painting of, what is it, November now? Okay. I'll do it that way today. A little different than what I usually sign. Okay, I really don't think I need to add really anything else. I can add some long grass in the I guess I'll just use the yellow, a little bit of white, and some water here. And I'll try to add some long grass on the post. All right, let's see how that does. Looks great as it is. Thank you, Davey. Okay, add some tall grass in there, right around those posts. Something like that. Just a few. Let's throw some love over here on this side too. Like that. And come over here and pop some that way. I want the posts to be open, no wires connecting them. Don't need it really. Get a little bit more water. I roll my brush when I do these. I kind of pop them in there, here and there. I did not ask. I did the tutorial. I did the commission, but I never did ask if I would be able to post it or not, because it was due Christmas, and obviously I finished it way ahead of time. But I don't know if the person that they're doing as a gift ever watches me, so I'm gonna have to ask. If they do watch me, that means I can't post the portrait until the 26th of December. Yeah, I really didn't want to paint a tree. Other than these things back there, I didn't want to throw a tree in the middle of, you know, keep it nice and open. I think there's enough interest and stuff going on with this that I don't really necessarily need a tree. I think we're good. I think I'll call this finished. Already signed it and everything. I will take a good photo of this and post it on my Facebook page. It'll be obviously the thumbnail to this video. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really about it. And yeah, this is what I come up with a black background. Okay. Yeah. So I think I was debating whether I was going to do another floral or do something like this. So I just decided on one of these here. Okay. I just taken blue, Prussian blue with the glycerin, and I put it up on here because it was Prussian blue's transparent. Then just took some white paint and just made the clouds as quickly as possible before it all totally dried out. And then everything else is pretty much, you know, what you see here. I didn't put glycerin all over the place like I would usually do, primarily here. And I sketched out the whole scene. I usually don't sketch out my scenes, but I sketched out the house, where the trees would be, the two hills, and the path. So I don't really sketch out, like I say, I don't really sketch out my scenes very much. I kind of just go right from the brush and do everything. Or I would have taped the house. So I didn't do that on this one, but I guess it didn't turn out too bad. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Look at that, 7:40 my time. So didn't do too bad. Davey, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you, man. You take care. Mary, thank you very, very much for stopping by. Rosemary. There's a few more. Billy, I think, was in here. Sonia was here. I appreciate you guys. And Sunday, I know she made a drive-by. I'm pretty sure a few more people will catch this after it's uploaded and everything. So, but leave your comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that good stuff, you know. All right, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Until next time. Peace.